Okay, so is TikTok officially getting banned in 2025? Because I feel like we get a TikTok being banned scare every couple months. But apparently now it's official, or at least within the United States. However, I'm not sure if I can trust a couple random TikToks of a person attached to a trending audio with some text towards the top of the screen. So I did my best to cover this topic with a little more information than just basic word of mouth. That being said, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Please subscribe. Like I said earlier, it feels like we get a TikTok ban scare every other month. Well, this scare, if we could even call it that, started grabbing a lot of attention towards the beginning of this year, and ironically, a lot of us only heard about this ban through TikTok, myself included. But around April of this year, a legislation passed by Congress and was signed into law by President Joe Biden, stating that the TikTok Chinese owner, ByteDance, had to sell it to an American owner by January 19th of 2025, otherwise the app would be banned. With this case, there is a lot of talk about violating the First Amendment, like how if the Supreme Court follows through with this, Americans' right of free speech is being taken away, on top of TikTok's owners arguing that ordering them to sell was going against their right as well. All the American government really wants is that those platforms get sold to an American company because, rightfully so, they also want to protect Americans from foreign nations gathering insider information about US citizens. However, I don't think that will stop anyone from gathering American information. If anything, it's giving the American government a lot more control, and you do what you want with that information. Now, I understand both parties wanting to ban or keep TikTok, and the issue with banning TikTok is that it does technically take away Americans' rights of free speech. I also understand how the American government is using the point that TikTok has a large number of inaccuracies within the information inside the platform, but I could argue that about any social media platform or even the American school systems in general. For example, I graduated back in 2021, and I can't tell you the amount of crap they taught us that doesn't compare to the shit that I needed to know and am having to teach myself as a young adult. So if you're really worried about misinformation or wrong information being spread, the American government should be focusing on how to teach Americans to fact check or to just not accept the first side we hear. And maybe with promoting schools to teach us life skills, they'll finally give teachers a raise. Okay, if I'm being honest and set politics on the side for just a moment, I'm not personally upset if this app were to get banned. I was never a big fan of the platform and thought it more of a vice how often I purposely procrastinate through scrolling on the app. However, if I truly felt the need to, and have done so in the past, I could always delete the app, except with banning, I wouldn't be able to re-download it. Now, if I'm not being ignorant for a moment, my main concern is there are a lot of people who live off the app. I don't know how the government will shut down an entire communication platform with millions upon millions of users each day, especially with a lot of these users relying on the platform to maintain either some kind of influencer job, or what I'm worried about is the small businesses who have invested their money into their dream companies and need this kind of free self promotion. On top of that, America does not make it easy to find a job, too. You will put in an application and you're either perfect for the position but have little experience, or businesses can't afford a new hire. And most of us can barely afford basic groceries and are living off paycheck to paycheck. While I'm not fully informed with how much control TikTok's current owners have on American data, I think the American government should not place all their worries on an app and actually focus on how to better their country because this is genuinely pathetic. Like, I would rather move out of the country at this point. And another thing is, I'm not getting any crap on my For You page. All I see right now is Wicked promo and this weird Muppet thing that I keep spamming my friends with. Like, how harmful can that really be? But then again, feel free to call me ignorant. On the contrary, back in June, Trump stated that he would never ban TikTok, and now that he's our elected president, we can only really see what actions are being followed through. And now to conclude this video, the Supreme Court is currently reviewing the case and will set to make their decisions leading up to January. But if it's necessary, there could be a chance that they schedule an oral argument within the first week of the new year.
Don't expect me to do a follow up, subscribe, or you'll forget to download all your favorites before it gets banned.